For loops in Python, one of the most powerful and easy ways to repeat tasks. For loops basically help us to automate repetitive tasks like processing data, looping through files, and even generating patterns. We'll quickly run through one of the examples. Here we can see that there is a loop. We want to iterate over a range from number 0 to 7. Then there is another loop. We want to iterate over the list of fruits that we have like apple, banana, orange. And if we iterate over the list, we'll be able to see the values. Similarly, if we want to iterate over the dictionary, which contains the user information like name and their age, we will be able to do it via dictionary. If we run this program, we should be able to see values. For example, in this case, we are able to see the numbers that we have printed first, then the corresponding dictionary list values, and then dictionary values. Another way to repeat code until a condition changes. We will be taking a number guessing game. The game keeps asking the player to guess a correct secret number until they get it right. So we'll try by executing it. So we get guess the number as a prompt, and user will have to enter some number. So I'm entering 89, and it is still asking me guess the number. So what's happening here? When I say in the program, we can see we have given secret as 7. We are asking user to guess something. Until unless the guess provided by the user is not same as secret, this loop will continue to run. So I'll enter a few more numbers, let's say 5, and then I'll enter 7, and it says you got it, which essentially means this loop got completed. It shows how while loop help repeat tasks based on condition and not just fixed number of times. A nested for loop is simply a for loop inside another loop where the inner loop runs fully for each iteration of the outer loop. In this basic example, we can take, rather we can take a real life example of a clock wherein for every hour we have 60 minutes that get passed by. In the same example, we are doing the same wherein an hour range is running from 1 to less than 13 and the minute range is running from 0 to less than 60 with a 15 minutes interval. Now if we simply run it, as you can see, we are able to, for every hour, we are getting 0 minute, 15, 13, 45, 60. And then after that, we can see that value becomes 0 again because the hour iteration moves from 1 to 2. And the minute then again start from 0 to 60. And it goes on for like R3 and R4 and so on and so forth. One of the coolest ways to create list efficiently. Imagine you have a list of numbers and you want to square each one. Normally you would write a loop with several lines of code, but with list comprehension we can do it in just one line. Here is a traditional way. We'll have to create an empty list, loop through it, square each one, and if we want any special condition we'll have to write within it and then basically print it out, and this is the output as you can see. Now with list comprehension we can do all of these in just 3 lines of code, wherein this single line does the same thing. If we run it, we see the same output. If we want an even number, we can simply write the condition within the list comprehension. Now this list comprehension provides a much cleaner, faster and Pythonic way to write any operation. The quick and dirty way to write functions in Python. A lambda is basically a tiny anonymous function. Instead of writing definition for full function, you can create a lambda in one line. Think of this in this way. So imagine you have a function that just multiply two numbers, and now you would have to write a whole definition for that multiply function and write our function body in it. Now with lambda, you can just simply write multiply equals to lambda x comma y, where an x and y are two parameters that are required or the numbers that you want to multiply, and the operation against it. We can simply take print statement, call the multiply lambda function that you have created and pass the arguments. In this example 5 and 4, and if we run it, we'll get the output 20. Similarly, lambda functions are super useful when you are working with functions like map, filter or sort. For example, if you want to sort a list of tuples and by second element, the lambda makes it very simple. In this example, we can see that there is an employee which has the name and their employee ID corresponding to it. We want to sort this whole information, but we want to ensure that uh, all the employee information gets sorted based on the employee ID. So we can pass sorted, we can set the key we want to sort on using the lambda expression, and the x square bracket 1 implies the IDs which are present, and if we run it, we'll see that we are able to sort the information based on the employee ID. So these type of functions are perfect for quick one-off operation, but we should keep it only for simple tasks. Complex logic belongs to regular functions.